Hey man, what's going on? This is Tyler with Black Diamond Softball and Fitness, and we got a brand new episode of the Foul Pole to Foul Pole Daily Show. Tonight we're able to get it up on YouTube as well, so hopefully this one goes well. If you're checking it out on the audio side, man, I appreciate you. Whether you're getting it on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, wherever you're getting it at, man, you guys have been sharing it, and there's a ton of people that's been listening to this thing. You guys would not believe, when I look at the analytics, how many people are listening to this thing. So, and it's all due to you guys. It's awesome for me. So appreciate that. Today we're going to get into MegRem Softball. I recently put out a blog post. If you haven't seen it yet, you can check it out. I'm going to link this down in the description below so you can check out the blog posts that are out there. I put a bunch of stuff out. Usually run those daily if I can get them typed up, and just really put pen to paper. So if you didn't check that out yet, please do so. I'm going to link that down below as well. It just talks about, what role Meg plays in, softball in general, what she does. She's a great person. She's a great ambassador. If you've ever had the chance to talk to her, go to one of her camps or clinics, or just be around her, you know how much she loves the game and how much she loves to help young athletes kind of grow in the space. So it's awesome. So I wrote a blog about her. The main reason I wanted to talk about her tonight is because she has put out, well, here soon, in about 2 weeks or so, her practice plans. And now they're for 8U, they're for 10U, and they're for 12U, but really for any age, just knowing her drills and what she does. So you can go to MegRemSoftball.com. I'll have that link down below as well. Her practice plans, they're going to go live January 7th. It's a subscription service. Annual subscription goes live for the pre-sale on January 7th. If you don't get on the pre-sale, it goes live on January 9th. So on January 9th, you can get, for $225, you get her practice plans. Okay, we'll talk about what's in those practice plans. Or you could get 5 logins for $1,000. So if you have an organization, if you have, a coaching staff that wants their own version of it, different leagues, have different coaches or whatever your makeup is. She's made it simple for you to get multiple logins for a great price. If you do get involved with the pre-sale, that's going to go January 7th, and that is $900 for 5 logins, and that's only going to last for 48 hours. So you can get it for $199 for 1 login, or if you needed the 5, you can get that for $900. If you get in on the pre-sale, now this is big. You can get the Valley Training Glove and the Tanner Tees. There's a drawing for those. So she's giving away some flat gloves, and she's giving away some Tanner Tees. So you'll be entered into that drawing. So really cool, really awesome stuff, really, really good info in her practice plans. I can imagine how many people are going to jump on board with that as soon as the first few people start to post and what they got and how it's going. So you'll get access to the 8s, 10s, and 12s practice plans. Each age group will have 10 practice plans. Most drills will have about a 3 to 5 second clip of the actual drill itself. And you'll also have the capabilities of printing off the PDF version of that. Of course, they're going to cover infield, outfield, hitting. You got stations and base running. There's not any pitching or catching involved in these practice plans just yet, but I did speak with her. We chatted a little bit via email, and there is something in the works down the road maybe to talk about pitching and catching, but that's not her forte. She doesn't cover that in her lessons. She leaves that up to the others. But right now, you'll get access to her drill library, and there's over 250 drills, whether it's situation, whether it's just tips. I mean, you can really make your own practice. So you can take her practice plans, run them like you want to from her insight, from her guidance, if you will. Or you can just go straight down how she's got it, put out there. So kudos to MegRem for putting this stuff out and really expanding the knowledge of our youth coaches and our players. It's an incredible thing when you think about it. You got someone out here doing big things like Meg. If you have had a chance to go to one of her clinics, you can see how involved she is. So imagine having that at your fingertips with these practice plans. So looking forward to that. I definitely am going to get myself a copy of her practice plans just to keep it for me. Even though I coach a 16U, 18U team, I guarantee you I will use her practice plans to sort of get that incorporated into my practices as well. She does great things. So also today we're going to get into what does it mean this time of year in the recruiting process with your videos and how you're getting your content out, whether it's via social media or you're emailing your coaches, sort of what do you do right now? Because you're not playing, right? I mean, there's not too many people that are playing ball in the wintertime. You're either playing another sport, you're taking some downtime, taking yourself a break. You may be getting into an off-season workout plan, something like that. So what should you be doing to make sure the coaches know you're still working? Well, continue to send out your emails. Continue to let them know that you are working. So for me, what I'm telling my girls is if you do put in a workout and you're able to get it recorded, and maybe it's just a clip of something like that, put that link at the very top of your email. So, you'll hit the coach, make sure you have the right name, and put the subject line in there. And there's different ways to do the subject line. We're not going to get into that tonight, but make sure there's a way for them to know who you are, your grad year, and the position that you play or the positions that you play, and give them something that makes them want to click on it. Because think about that subject line is sort of like your thumbnail to your email. So if it has something interesting on there, they're probably going to click on it and read it, right? So we'll get into subject lines later on. We'll tackle that topic a little bit later. We could go into that, and I can give you some examples and things. But in your email actual body, you could put, hey, so-and-so, dear so-and-so, whatever, however you want to put your greeting on there. And then boom, 2 links or 1 link or 3 links. Nothing crazy. Don't put about 10 links on there because they're not going to click on a single one. But maybe 2 or 3 at the most, I would say. Something that they can get to, whether it's your sports recruits, whether it's some other website that you use that captures your video, or if you have a YouTube channel, or if you have something they can get access to, or you can send it to them in your Windows Media, whatever. Put those links on there. Keep them short. Keep them sweet. They just want to see something real quick. They don't need some 15-minute workout because they're probably not going to stay there for that 15 minutes. Remind yourself over and over that you're not the only one trying to get there. So you're trying to get the most bang for your buck the quickest amount of time. Boom, in and out. So a quick 10, 15, 30-second clip of you hitting the squat rack and then maybe doing some deadlifts, or maybe on the treadmill, or hitting some soft toss. And make sure it's captioned too, like it's labeled in some way. Make sure you have something on there, some title in your video, so they know what it is that you're doing. If you're just hitting off a tee, just put tee work, maybe 2 or 3 swings. That's it. The more you put on there, the more they can dive into and really go ahead and take you off the list. They could see something. If it's short and sweet, it makes them want more. It makes them want to, okay, I remember her clip. I want to see some more from her. Okay. Maybe the next clip is you hitting some plyometrics. Maybe you hitting the speed bag. Maybe you're doing some MMA stuff, doing something outside of, so showing your athletic ability. If you're a basketball player, maybe show your workout and then maybe show some speed and agility, something that gets them to remember you by. Okay. And then in your email, tell them what you've been doing. Right now is a great time to wish them happy holidays. If it's after Christmas, hit them with, I hope you enjoyed your holiday season. If, in between maybe now and New Year's, I hope you have a great New Year's. Maybe tell them what you're trying to do in the new year, something like that, whatever you can do that's going to separate you. Don't just do the copy and paste, the copy pasta stuff. Don't just do the same thing that everybody else is doing. Change it up. They want to see your personality. So if you can give them a video, they can see your clip, they can see your work ethic, and then also proofread your emails, make sure they're grammatically correct, but put some stuff in there that's about you. If you got a goldfish named Hank, maybe you drop that in there. If you got your whole entire house lit up for Christmas, take a picture of it and put that picture in your email. If you've got your car decorated for Christmas, or whatever it is, make it personal. Okay. And, don't send an email with a John Smith email address, and you should be sending it to like Carol Hutchins or something. All right. Just be careful with that. Make sure you are sending the correct email to the right person. and you're tagging the right ones too. So maybe you send it to the head coach, but you CC the other coaches. You're going to have to do some research, right? Make sure, if there's an assistant coach, just come on board. Say you're a pitcher. They brought in an assistant coach that is the pitching coach. Maybe CC that coach or send it to both. So you got the head coach, they see it, and the pitching coach as well. You're trying to give yourself as much of an advantage over the next girl as you can. So, do some trial and error stuff. Maybe your last email was too wordy and they didn't get it, or you had it proofread by maybe some guidance counselors or your head coach or somebody that might be in the know. Use your network that's around you to see this email. Send that email to someone that you trust and say, hey, boom, if you were a college coach, how would you look at this email? Or if you were a decision maker at the college ranks, how would you look at this email? How would you view this? Would it be good? And think about it too, ladies. A lot of the coaches, they're not sitting at a computer or a laptop or a tablet getting their emails. They're getting it on their phones, right? So think about that subject line, how short it's got to be. Think about them scrolling through to get to that content, because on a computer, right, it's big. They don't have to scroll. It pops up. But on a phone, they've got to go through there. If you send them a QR code on the phone, how are they going to scan it, right? So just be mindful of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Send them links. Let them know what's up. If you already have a spring schedule, if your coaches have already put out a spring schedule, I know it's tentative, but at least what it does, it shows how proactive you are. It shows how proactive your team is. If you've got some holiday photos, again, maybe your team is coming together. Maybe you can show how much of a teammate you are by showing that togetherness, showing that camaraderie that you guys have. There's a lot of different things you can do. Don't let it overwhelm you. Let your personality come out. If you write short stories or something like that, mention that. Maybe you're volunteering at the recreation department this year, helping kids do whatever this time of year because parents are still working, kids are at home on holiday break. Whatever you're doing, man, separate yourself, okay? All right, so that's it for the recruiting talk. I did mention about the blog post with Foul Pole to Foul Pole. I'm going to link that website down below. My website is ran through Wixsite, so it's really just a place where everything is captured down there. So we are going to start putting out some different tips and stuff like that. We're going to have all the content that you can find. So the YouTube side, they'll have links straight to that. And then the most recent YouTube video will be up on that website as well. Of course, you can get to all the audio versions of the podcast. There's now, I think I'm up to almost 110 podcast episodes, which is a lot for me. I can't believe I'm up that high. I think now I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, which is crazy. But it's growing. All of a sudden, like, this thing caught fire, and there's a lot of you guys paying attention to it. I'm very appreciative of that. The blogs that I've been doing, I try to put out a blog daily, not on the weekends, but I try to put out a blog Monday through Friday. I get it. Not everybody's going to read every single one of those blog posts, but you never know when one could not only help you, but somebody else, or you might know someone. Maybe you're some 16, 17-year-old that knows that there's a 8U team or a 10U team in your organization and go, hey, I wish I would have had this when I was your age, and then boom, spring it on them or send it to them, print it out, maybe talk to them, maybe hold a Zoom meeting and say, hey, look, I saw Foul Pole to Foul Pole's blog. I think this is big. I wanted to share it with you guys. So it's all about sharing information from that blog. I mean, we could talk nutrition. We could talk working out. We can talk about old stories. I just did one about MegRem Black, about what she's doing. It's just cool stuff for me to kind of put out there, when I put, pen to paper, and I'm able to just kind of share some stuff with you. It helps me write. I like to write, which I didn't think I did until, just recently, but I enjoy, writing those. Also, with that blog, we have some junior contributors. If you guys listen to the previous podcast, or one of the previous podcasts, we have Madeline Thompson and Brianna Baker, who are high schoolers. They play for my Firecrackers SC Black team, and they are contributors to the blog. So that's going to be rolling out probably the beginning of next year. We'll get some of their blogs, some of their posts, get those out there for you guys. if you listen to the podcast, that episode, you could hear, get their personality, get their perspective on things, which is really cool. I'm glad you guys had a chance to sort of, meet them, or at least, hear them talk. So now when you read their post, you'll be like, oh, I see where she's coming from. Madeline's a pitcher. She's little. She probably, man, I bet you right now she don't weigh 100 pounds. But she has worked and is starting to perfect her craft. She is one of the key members of the squad, and she does a lot outside the game too. She has 2 younger siblings, a brother and a sister that she helps. They're constantly working. They're always doing something. So she's doing big things. And then I have Brianna Baker that's on here as well. Bree, she came to the team right as this thing got going, August timeframe, probably July, August timeframe. When we first started talking about it. She hasn't been playing the game very long. She didn't start when she was like the 8Us and 10Us and stuff like that. So she came on probably about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years now, and just really took the game and said, you know what, I'm going to be the best I possibly can be. The kid works her butt off. She does everything that she's asked on the field, just like Maddie. They really do. They're going to be big time contributors to this, because you guys can hear and read, exactly what they're feeling and thinking. And I bet you guys have got some daughters, or maybe it's you that's going through the same stuff as a player, and you can hear their experiences. You got it from Bree that hasn't been playing all that long, that has caught up really quick, and integral part of my team, a big part of the high school team, doing big things. So Madeline is a pitcher for her high school. She's a pitcher for me. Both of them offensively can produce. And then they also deal with the same struggles, the same confidence, the same mental toughness that they have to play. They talk about that kind of stuff too, especially in the podcast. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the blog post. When I put this out there to my team, I said, hey, I'm looking for some junior contributors. Those 2 right away came to us. So I know they're eager to do it, and I know that they can't wait to get this stuff out there for you guys. So I'm excited for it. I couldn't get my own daughters that didn't want to do it. I guess they were kind of shy, or didn't think they could do it. But it's like public speaking. It's like anything else. When you put some content out there, there's going to be people that come after you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you say. They're not listening. They just want to knock you down because you're out there, doing it. If you get into a group or a forum or something like that, that's all you see anymore. It's just our society. We're behind a camera, we're behind a screen, and we can just type away, and there's no repercussions for the things that we say. So some of the things are hurtful, man, and I see it all the time. I got a lot of buddies that are either hitting instructors, pitching instructors, catching instructors, what have you. And there'll just be like troll comments on there, like, you don't know what you're doing. They'll take like a snapshot and not know the lesson, not know the drill, not know what's been said, and just say, hey, you're teaching it wrong. And what I say to them is, what if they were trying to get them to feel something, and you just happen to grab that screenshot at that moment where they are doing something, so they can show them the right way to do something. Like, hey, feel this so you can feel that how that feels, and it's wrong. Now I want you to feel this so you can feel, why this is better, why this is right. You don't know. You're not in that lesson. You're not, in that clinic or in that scenario. So the trolls really don't know what the heck's going on. But eventually, they get tired of doing their trolling and stuff, and they go away. But sometimes you're going to catch them at the wrong time. Sometimes you might catch me at the wrong time, and I'm just not going to be able to bite my tongue. I see, people criticize Josh Cathcart. He has a huge following, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. Has a huge following, and there's trolls that come after him all the time. He has got a huge following. He has got a bunch of clients that hit with him and work with him that trust him in his process, and he's been doing it for a long time. So if his stuff didn't work, or if he wasn't effective and wasn't able to produce results for these guys, he wouldn't be doing it. So he's doing something right, but he's still got trolls. And, just like if you're in the public view, if you're in the public eye or whatever, they're just going to come after you. So it is what it is. So hopefully they don't treat these girls bad. They just read their post or not. They just move on from it. They don't want to hear from a 15, 16-year-old girl, and that's fine. But there could be a 10 or 11-year-old girl that reads that blog post, or a parent, passes it down to them and says, hey, look, you were struggling the other day with bullies at school. And then here we have, a girl 15, 16 years old writing a blog post about that, some of her personal experiences that she goes through, and she's able to help somebody. And that's all we do. And I've told you guys from day one, I'm not an expert at any of this stuff that I do. I don't claim to be. I don't know, all the things that I do want to know. I'm not an expert in hitting, but I'm a hitting instructor. I help girls get better. That's it. I don't have, the perfect mechanics. I don't have, if you put me out there, I would strike out. But I teach these girls the right way how to do it, because I've been doing it and there's results. You know what I'm saying? And, shooting these videos, shooting these podcasts and stuff like that, man, whatever information I learn, I just pass it on. That's why I started this thing a couple of years ago. I just pass it on. I was talking to my buddy the other day, Brian, he's one of my coaches. I'm just a conduit from the people that have the information and try to pass it down to you guys. That's it. That's really all I do. And we were talking about all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I don't have to do it. I don't, it's not something that, I have to do. I love doing it. I love passing on, because no matter what I put out, there's at least one person that either likes it, comments on it, shares it, or something. So I know there's somebody out there that is using or taking that information and being able to use it, or they're passing it on. And that's why I do it. I started it so I can learn information to help my daughters. And I knew there were people out there that had the exact same questions that I had. So instead of holding that information to myself, at least I can pass it on. It may not be the information that you need, or it may be completely opposite of what you've been told. But at least it's out there to where you can think on it. And that's it. The day we stop thinking is the day we die. We have to, be thinkers as humans. We have to. We have to be trying to explore. We have to be trying to get better. So if we're trying to gather information, we're living. But when we stop trying to be, trying to get smarter, trying to gather information, trying to do research and stuff like that, man, as a society, we die. So, but anyway, I'm going to pull back just a little bit, and I'm going to leave you guys to it. That's going to be it for this episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't hit that like button over here on YouTube, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button and turned on your bell notifications, please do so. The Black Diamond Softball and Fitness page is now up over 18,000 subscribers. This brand new channel that is Foul Pole to Foul Pole is just under 200 subscribers. So we're trying to get those subscribers up before the beginning of the year. So hit that subscribe button, please. If you're listening over on the audio side and you haven't checked us out on YouTube, please do so. It's youtube.com/Foul Pole to Foul Pole. You guys on Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, all you guys that are listening over there, keep doing it, man. Keep sharing it. Keep leaving me your comments. If you haven't hit the rating yet, leave it leave a comment, or leave a review or whatever, and let me know how we're doing. Give me some stuff that you guys want me to talk about. I'm all for that. Give me some ideas. Shoot me an email, foulpole@gmail.com. Leave me a message on Facebook. Facebook is Black Diamond Softball and Fitness, and also you can check the links down below. And just click on those and let me know what's up. All right. That's going to do it. Love you guys. Appreciate everything you guys are doing for me. If you happen to share this and you share it with a friend, make sure you tell them you love them.